Carlos Dave Anime Rave. Kill la Kill episode 13.
12.
We just saw 12.
We just saw 12. So first half of the season.
Right. So, what do you think of Kill la Kill now that you've seen half of the show?
You know, I used to say it was sort of like the guy behind. Well, fuck. There goes my line.
No. Finish the line. The guy behind what? Tenjo Tenge?
No. Crazy chick who talks fast.
Excel Saga?
Behind Excel Saga, had a part in this. Now I know he does, and he was on a very fine mixture of crack, heroin, and crazy juice from fucking the Joker.
So he got the crazy juice from fucking the Joker?
Sure.
Speaking of fucking the Joker, what was up with Ryuko's Skull Greymon transformation? Her neck was coming out of her shoulder. She looked like Rob Liefeld drew her.
Rob Liefeld could never come up with those proper proportions.
Well, in a way.
You know, I've got to say, we've watched the first half of the series now, and, you know, usually you have episodes where it's a little bit of a calm before the next storm. And sometimes those calms happen for, like, 3 or 4 episodes of the first 12 episodes sort of thing.
Or in the case of Bleach, for 100 episodes.
Of 101, yes. But this show has not given you any time to breathe. It's like, oh, we're going to throw this nice little concept at you. Nukes.
You know, I think they have given us downtime, but they've done it in the middle of episodes. So there are no episodes I can think of that I would just tell someone they can skip.
No.
Like, when we were watching Justice League Unlimited, there were quite a few episodes that we could have skipped, and nothing of value would have been lost.
We skipped a number of episodes because you were like, this deals with this. And I'm like, pass.
Yeah.
This, so far with this series, if you even skipped a quarter of an episode, you probably missed some detail that you should have known.
At the same time, the show is crazy and fun enough that you don't really need the detail, but you're worse off having missed it, because this show is so over-the-top, ridiculous, and cool. And, you know, they introduced... The last couple episodes, they just went... they just introduced a whole bunch of new characters, and by a whole bunch, I mean, 2 new characters. But, I mean, one of them was freaking Ryuko's father's murderer, and then we found out Ryuko's father was a pretty badass in his own right.
P.S. Spoiler alert.
Well, people got to go into this knowing there's spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the show. We're not going to do a spoiler-less version because I don't think that's possible.
I'll start throwing up a spoiler warning at the beginning on the title card for these. So.
Sure.
So, I mean, we got introduced to a bunch of new characters, and I kind of didn't like how Nui was basically untouchable. I never like when a character can just come in, be untouchable, and then they get owned later, because it makes me think, if they were so badass, why were they even touched, right? Unless someone found kryptonite. But at the same time, in this show, it kind of works, because it's overly stylized in how it presents something. Right now, Nui is untouchable, and eventually, you know, she'll get her comeuppance, right?
Well,
so.
and it's obvious that there is a lot we don't know about life fibers and everything else.
Sure.
We're finally seeing what happens when, you know, Akanui is allowed to go out of control.
A what? Did
Kamui.
you say? Oh, good. You got it. I thought you were doing that thing where you say a word really fast, so you hope I won't catch on that you don't know what the fuck you're talking
kidding?
about.
You catch that every time now, so it doesn't work.
I do catch it every time, because I'm on fire all the time when we're talking. I am like...
I can arrange that for real. Just need to get shot
like NBA Jam, on fire.
Yes.
All the time. Speaking of on fire, again, who goes to this school and why do they keep, going there? They, again, if my kid called me and be like, yeah, man, I want to come home. There are rockets everywhere. They're shaped like recorders. And there's this girl with an umbrella who just took out half the stands with her sneeze. Mom, I want to come home. And I'd be like, what the fuck you call me mom? Fucker, and then hang up on him. Or her.
Yeah, no, this would definitely be a school that you would want to transfer out of very quickly. Yes. Doesn't matter what skill level you are. Get the fuck out now while you still got, your sanity.
So, midpoint of Kill la Kill out of 3 pi. I would still give it a very strong 2.9 pi out of 3 pi. In fact, I think my rating's gone up.
Yeah, I think I've got to match yours on that.
2.9 pi?
It has...
What's docking the 0.1 for you? For me, it's little things
perfection.
Like... Sure, nothing's perfect. For me, it's little things like Nonon being irritating all around. Not just her voice, just her. She was chewing the scenery. I'm like, I didn't need a whole episode of her showing how shitty she is. And things like Nui being kind of too untouchable, even within the context of the show. That's the only thing making me dock a 0.1 pi.
You see, for me, it would have to be perfect to deserve a perfect rating.
Sure.
And nothing's going to achieve that. Ultimately, I've been loving what I've been seeing. It's been keeping me on the edge of my seat with what's been going on. I mean, we started watching an episode or two, and then it kept on just pulling us back in for another episode, especially this last 4 or 5 episodes, which has been like a tournament arc.
The Elite Four arc, I like to call it.
But it's great. That arc could have, in a show like Bleach, that would have gone on for 25 episodes.
Yeah, agreed.
In this one, they kept half to almost an episode for each one, kind of, without giving complete spoilers. And that was good enough. I mean, I didn't feel that she overstayed her welcome. I mean, I actually liked the fact that all of her attacks were music-based, and they actually used some proper music that's classical, so I kind of enjoyed that. I didn't find her voice anywhere near as grating as you did.
She got beat 3 times in that fight. And each time she's like... It's like the guys were like, oh man, we love animating this vaguely prepubescent girl. Let's throw her back into the fight. And I'm like, Christ, Nonon, shut up.
Well, but
Nobody likes you, Nonon.
They had to show the multiple forms.
Sure, I guess.
And I'm fine with that. I'm also fine that the last guy didn't really get a chance. Because he's had his fight. Move on.
I was going to bring that up, yeah. A guy with who, so does I shut, who name I don't know. But now I'm turning into you where I can't fucking remember a name or two. Yeah, he kind of had his moment in the sun, which is why they felt fit to interrupt it. I'm kind of thinking the Elite Four is a little closer than some of its members kind of led on. I think they're kind of like us, where we berate each other, but we're still on each other's side. It seems as if they've got each other's back, kind of.
And the funny thing is, the second you took away the outfits, or the uniforms, rather, I mean, they were talking belittling to,
Gamaguri?
No.
Oh, Mako.
Mako. They were still talking down to her, at least she was.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, now they're on the same rank, if you will.
They kind of get her.
They kind of get her, and her station is going to be brought up, I think, in the eyes of many of them, because of what she was able to do that nobody else could, and that stopped.
Well, they hinted at it before when she was fearlessly just talking down, like not afraid to talk back to Gamaguri in the past, and Gamaguri's like, huh, okay, I kind of respect your moxie, right? And that's what Mako has. She has moxie. She is, what separates her from someone who's just idiotic is that she's fucking fearless. Is that she doesn't care. She is doing what she thinks is right, damn it.
And I think at first he had that respect because he did think that she's a fool, but, she has sort of influence over Ryugo. Now I think it would have brought her up even further on the fact that, wait, she's got something that we don't.
Sure.
So I like that they went that far with that. I even like the fact that it's Satsuki, right?
Satsuki Kirin.
Okay.
She's using Junkets. So we both give it 2.9 pi out of 3 pi. Very strong rating, solid rating by Kill la Kill, and I look forward to watching the last half of the series.
Yeah, I mean, if they can keep it on this level, even if all of a sudden now we've not introduced a new threat, and they have to team up to a certain point, I don't see it toning down what it's doing, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
In fact, introducing a new threat, seeing as they've come this far in 12 episodes, is probably a good idea, because if it was just Ryuko versus the Elite Four and everything else, it might have started to get old.
You don't want to introduce new characters too soon, though. That's what Bleach did. The guy who writes Bleach, Tito Kube, I think his name is, he admittedly opened up and said, I'm not that good at storytelling. He's correct.
Yeah.
So when I get stuck, instead of, doing the right thing, which is stopping or getting advice from your superiors, he just added new characters.
Yeah.
And then Bleach went from being kind of cool to start with into a fucking mess. Yeah. So the thing is, this show's a lot more self-aware about it. It doesn't mind reveling in the fact that it's kind of crazy. I don't want to see it go crazy, though crazier in this last half. I want it to keep one-upping itself in the fight scenes, in the animation, in the kind of crazy moral messages it's trying to throw across very bluntly.
Yes.
I want it to keep to its strengths and don't turn into Bleach.
I don't see it turning into Bleach. In fact, as much as I've liked it so far, I'm hoping it's a self-contained, all-in-one season.
Sure.
I don't know how well this will go for another season, so I'm hoping that we get all the answers and everything else. You're now in the end stretch. You're in your second half. Go out with a bang, not a whimper.
Even if there was a second season of this, it wouldn't hurt this first one.
No.
Unless they went back and tried to edit this Chrono Trigger style.
No, shut up.
Then the first one gets hurt.
Yeah, no, don't. Don't even think it. It may be done already.
Maybe it has been.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's the midpoint. Yeah, we'll be chatting again when the series is over, I guess.
Yeah, 12 more episodes, and let's hope that it continues on as it is.
Let us hope.